Okay, welcome everyone to our parent webinar. This came about because I know that sending your daughter to camp is a very big deal. And, we feel, let's tell you all about it, give you the rundown. And if you have any questions, I know people already submitted questions. And if you have any additional questions as we go through our little presentation, feel free you can message me, and at the end we'll cover all questions, or, at the end we'll do a question if you want to even speak. Okay, so first of all, my name is Shira Weisbord. I'm the director along with my husband, Rabbi Ellie. And soon we're going to go through additional staff that you might want to know in camp, but let's get started. Okay, so this is CGI Florida, Girls Overnight. Hopefully you're in the right place. Here we go. Okay, so our goal is basically the spiritual and social growth in a safe and positive environment. All our staff are actually trained. I trained them in conscious discipline, number one. I don't know who's familiar with conscious discipline or not, but basically we train them in such a way that that they should help the campers grow in the most positive, safe, fun environment for each girl. And we train them exactly how to do it. We also did a safety training for them, physical safety, emotional safety, and pool safety. We went through any type of safety that you can imagine. So they're trained extensively in that. Okay, moving along. Okay, so we want to speak about preparing your daughter for camp first. So preparing your daughter for camp is very important, because before camp starts, just on the first day, just drop your daughter off and say goodbye. She might not necessarily be prepared just to jump right into it at that point. Obviously, if your daughter's been in camp before, this may be the case, that she's fine to just, goodbye, I'll slow down to 20, jump out and see you in a few weeks. But usually that's not the case. And even if your daughter's been to camp before, every year is a new experience. They're coming in as a new person after a whole year of school, after whatever they went through for that year. And camp is no matter if they've been to camp for 5 years, it's new girls, new staff, new everything. Okay, so one thing we recommend, these are all just recommendations, you don't have to do all of them, but this is what we recommend to make it the most smooth process it can be, is one is to pack with your daughter. So if you pack with her, one is it's going to be easier for her to unpack, she's going to know where everything is. And two is it gets her in the feeling of, okay, like, wow, I'm going away. These are my things in a suitcase, and we're going somewhere. It feels real. It also starts off the responsibility of, at home, it could be that, she didn't see her laundry until it was in her drawer. And then back in the drawer again. Now it starts the process of, okay, this is going to be taking responsibility for my things. And this is the first step of responsibility. Okay, let's look at the list together. Let's put the things in the suitcase together. Next thing we recommend in terms of preparing is to play out scenarios that might come along. So, the name of a girl. Oh, Kayla. I don't know if there's a Kayla in camp, but okay. Oh, Kayla. What do you think is going to happen if let's say you lose? What are you going to do if you lose your shirt? Let's say. What do you think is a good idea? Play out. What should we do? How do you think we can go about resolving this issue? That might be something if your daughter is not the neatest person out there, or let's say your daughter could be a little bit tough when it comes to like dealing with friends. So play out, okay, how's it going to be if someone doesn't choose you for the team first, or whatever it is. And it's a good idea to play it out, kind of what could you do. And besides actually going to be hopefully having social skills training for the girls, even girls that are very good socially, it's always good to work out kind of how even the staff who are very well trained with have worked with kids before. It's always good to have an extra training of conflict resolution and how to get along. Okay, so so playing out scenarios based on your daughter's personality. Even let's say this is a good one. Let's say you're starting to feel a little bit homesick, which we're going to get into homesickness in a little bit. What are things that you think you could do to make yourself feel better? What things, even before, not every girl's going to be homesick, and most girls are not homesick. But let's just say theoretically, what kind of thing, do you think might make you feel better? By the way, I didn't even mention this, but we're actually very excited for camp because this year we are redesigning a whole new program. We have an amazing, amazing program. We're working day and night, making sure it's super exciting, super fun. So, so we're very excited for the summer and for everything to pan out and play out. Okay. Okay. Next is some girls that may have never been away before. We highly recommend to go for a sleepover if, you know, now we're getting kind of closer to camp, but if you could still do a sleepover at someone's house, a Shabbos away at someone's house, especially now that school's ending, you know, go away to Bubby's for Shabbos or something like that. That way they kind of already get what it feels like to be more on the independent side. Okay, next is to speak about who they can go to when they're in camp. So we're going to get to staff soon, but just to keep in mind when you speak to them and you're preparing them, having these conversations, and we recommend having conversations in a very nonchalant way, not in a very, you know, sit down at the table confrontational way, but as you're packing, even kind of, you know, oh, if there is a problem, if you need something, you know, if you, I'll give an example, like this doesn't happen so often, but let's say a girl might, some girls have different situations, like if you wet your bed, I don't know, which we're going to speak about soon. Also, you know, if you wet your bed, who do you think you can go to? So these are very good things. So the girls aren't just, when these things happen, they're just in shock. Or if you're not feeling so well, which does happen sometimes in camp, girls, you know, if you're not feeling well, who can you go to? So those are good things to speak about, and we're going to get through to it soon, which staff members you can speak to. Okay, moving right along. Oh, one last thing is we highly recommend going through the rules and the schedule. It's all in the handbook that we sent out. So again, just getting your daughter in the mindset of what's going to be, what's going to happen. Not that it's like a shock and then they're dropped off and they're like, whoa, I didn't know I had to wake up, or no, whatever, wake up at 8 in the morning. I don't remember the exact schedule, but, or whoa, I didn't know there was going to be, you know, davening in the morning, whatever it is. So just to get your daughter in the mindset of what camp is going to be like. Okay, and it's also very exciting for her to like, whoa, that's so fun. We're going to do an activity, then there's going to be production, then there's going to be night activity. What's night activity going to be? It's going to be super fun. It gets her excited and also in the mindset of what's going to be. Okay, moving along, packing. Okay, so please do not bring any electronics to camp. We are electronic free. It makes the whole environment. Just keep in mind, these are also based off questions that people gave. Camp does not provide any linen or towels, anything like that. Obviously, in emergency cases, we have all these things, but in general, we do not provide any of those items. So please send your daughter. If your daughter is flying, keep that in mind, that you will want to save room for linen and towels, a pillow. You can always send it to camp, actually. An idea, if you want to save room in your suitcases, you could actually, what? Walmart delivery. Yeah, Walmart delivery. You can send it to camp beforehand, put your daughter's name on it, and that way you save, you know, some space for a pillow, a towel, whatever it is. These things usually aren't so expensive if that's how you want to go about it.
If you get anything, just reach out.
Yeah. Sorry, my husband's mentioning things to me. Obviously, if you ever forget anything, we are, you know, we're never going to have a girl left without a pillow or anything like that. We do have, but what?
Whatever people need, we always make sure.
Yeah, we always make sure. Last year, mother was like, can you know, she was like, I forgot to send my daughter a toothbrush. So obviously we went out and got a toothbrush. So, you know, your daughter is going to be taken care of. They're never going to be left without anything. But,
the teachers to speak.
But, you know, yeah. Okay. Another thing my husband is mentioning is when you're preparing, also teach your daughter to speak up when they're missing something. It's not a given that we're not going to go around the checklist. Every girl, oh, did you remember? Obviously, if a girl's missing a pillow, we're going to notice. But oh, did you know, are you missing? I don't know, water shoes, this or that. So teach your daughter. Oh, go to your counselor if you're missing something, or if you lose something, or if something gets ruined, go to your counselor and we'll take care of it. No girl's going to be left without things. Everyone will be fine. And we will contact you if, you know, they run out of shampoo or something. So, okay, moving along. Okay, please make sure everything is labeled. This means including individual socks. You know, each sock itself should be labeled. Otherwise, we will not find them. Like all these girls have white socks. So unless your name is written, I would even suggest doing it in a Sharpie. Make sure the labels don't come off in the wash. Write your daughter's name, you know, Cohen, right on the sock. That way, they will get it back. Socks don't stay in pairs during the laundry usually, even if they safety pin them together, whatever it is, things happen. Okay, keep in mind that girls have limited space in the bunkhouse, so you can be careful of what you pack. Everyone has ample space, but not enough for their entire bedroom. So you don't need to send anything that's beyond the packing list. Everything on the packing list is exactly what they're going to need. We tailor-made the packing list, made sure it's exactly what girls need. So you don't need to send more than what's on the packing list. I mean, if you want to send more socks, those are obviously small items. It's up to you, but you don't need to send 40 shirts. Not necessary. Okay, moving along. So tznius. Okay, we are very, very, very strict about tznius in camp. So please help us to enforce this by not missing out on any of these details. Okay, so starting with packing, pack only what your daughter can wear. There's no point to sending a shirt that the neckline's too low. There's no point to sending a skirt that's too high. She's just not gonna be able to wear it. So it's just gonna be sitting in the suitcase all summer, wasting space. And also it's going to be, obviously, if anything is not up to par, we will speak to your daughter in a very loving way, but we want to avoid that situation altogether. Okay, so make sure, this is very important. Sometimes you don't, at home you don't notice it or whatever it is. Make sure that everything she's wearing covers her knees when she's dancing, when her arm's in the air. And a good way to know this is try it out beforehand when you're trying on clothes for camp or you're buying clothes for camp, or something she hasn't worn since last summer. Put it on, have her dance around, have her lift up her arm. Make sure. Girls grow. If you bought it 4 months ago, she might have grown even the smallest amount, and all of a sudden it's not going to fit in the way that is necessary for camp. So keep that in mind. And yes. My husband's mentioning we have a tznius award and she's going to want to win it. So
clothing that she can wear.
Might as well help her win it. Necklines, make sure that they are all up to above their collarbones, and elbows should be covered. Be careful with loose sleeves. Make sure that sometimes when the sleeve is loose, the girls lift their arms and it comes down a little bit. So be careful with that. Just avoid it completely. Don't send things with loose sleeves. Try everything out beforehand and make it like foolproof. Okay. Next is water activities. So water in the pool, girls can wear, I know someone asked this question, in the pool, girls can wear one-piece bathing suits, that's fine. Walking to and from the pool is very important that they're fully tzniustic. It's just like the outside. There's no exceptions for that. They have to be fully tzniustic, a cover up, socks, tights, whatever they want, to the pool and from the pool. But within the pool area, it's gated and fully covered. They can wear a one-piece bathing suit, that's fine. Some people asked about like a long sleeve shirt, and if it's like a two-piece that you can't tell that's fully covered, you work it out if it looks what?
No gap.
Yeah, if there's no gap or anything, you work it out, then it makes sense. That's fine as well. Okay, so now when we have water activities that are not in the pool, meaning we bring in big water slides, we're going to do water relays, different exciting things like that. Your daughter will need to be fully covered, but also keep in mind she'll be getting very wet. So one thing very important is speak to your daughter about this beforehand, that what are you going to feel comfortable wearing where you're going to be wet, maybe soaking wet, they get very wet during these water slides, and still tzniustic. So speak to her beforehand. Is she going to want to wear a very heavy skirt? Maybe not. Maybe something that's a little more waterproof. It could be a swim dress. It doesn't have to be. It could be a shirt and a skirt. But figure it out beforehand what makes sense, and speak to her about this is going to be your water outfit that's going to be worn during water activities that you need to be fully tzniustic. We're actually going on a few. First session we're going on a water trip. Second session also, I believe. So they're going to need to be fully tzniustic. We're renting out a place, but it's still in a public area. So yes, so keep that in mind. Okay, next, moving along. What? Estie's on? Oh. Okay. Okay, well, maybe at the end at the end, if it's okay, we'll introduce staff, anyone that's on. Okay, next, homesickness. Okay, so a few things to note about homesickness. So one, I would first like to say is that don't be surprised if your daughter is homesick. And don't be surprised if she's not, meaning don't put any preconceived notions on your daughter. Before camp, I know some parents call me, they say, my daughter's gonna be super homesick. maybe not. So many times I've gotten calls from parents saying this, and then the girl is fine, completely fine, doesn't even on calling day, she doesn't even run to the phones first. So that's, don't put it on your daughter that she's going to be homesick. Second of all, some parents are like, oh, my daughter's always goes away, or she's even been to overnight camp before. Don't put her on that she's not going to be a little homesick. It's very normal. Okay. So things to keep in mind with homesickness, and also how to deal with it appropriately. So number one is that, remember, girls are going to be very sensitive when they hear your voice on the phone for the first time. So even a girl that was completely fine it's going to be a week before they call you, or about a week, I'm going to get to that soon, before they call you. Even if she was completely fine for the week, had a blast, everything, all of a sudden she hears your voice, it's very, very possible that she will cry. She might not also, but some girls will get very sensitive when they hear their parents' voice for the first time in a few days. That does not mean that they've been crying all day. That doesn't mean anything. It just means that they heard their parents' voice for the first time and it got them a little bit emotional. Also, sometimes in camp, girls don't sleep as much as they do at home. So sometimes tiredness could also bring it out a bit, this homesickness feeling. Okay, just keep in mind also, if there is any major problem with homesickness, I am always going to reach out to you. Meaning if a girl is, God forbid, crying all day long, which is very, very rare, but I'm going to reach out to you and tell you there's a problem. Let's work it out together. It's never going to be like all of a sudden you get a call and she's like, I've been crying all week. That won't happen. I will always be in touch with parents anytime there is an issue. I'm very, very on top of it, making sure that anytime there's any issue, you will be notified. Okay. Next is so when you'll realize this homesickness feeling, it might be when you're on the phone with them. So here's the best way to deal with it to encourage your daughter. So one major thing before I get into how to deal with it is don't promise her anything that's against the camp policy, meaning don't say, oh, call me back later today, because this is their one calling time for the week. That's not okay. And we're not going to give them the chance to call them back. And then they're going to say, well, my mother said I should call her back, but that's against camp policy because they already got their call. An option might be, oh, you know what? I'm going to check in with Shira later to see how you're doing, which is totally fine. I'm going to speak about soon contacting me. You can totally contact me on calling day and say, Simi seemed a little bit homesick on the phone. She said she's having a great time, but she seems a little homesick. Do you mind to just check up on her in a little bit and let me know how she's doing? Absolutely. That's totally fine. And that'll also give your daughter reassurance that you're on top of it, you care, you're validating her feelings. Obviously, if your daughter's totally fine, and you're okay with me not checking up on her, we're on top of all the girls, but if every parent does it, it can be a little overwhelming. So let's just, save it for when it's necessary, but whatever makes you more comfortable, more than happy to always give you an update on how your daughter is doing. Okay, so when your daughter is, let's say, upset on the phone. So one thing is to not overreact. Don't be so freaked out. Oh my gosh, she's so sad. She's horrible. I'm getting in the car right now and getting you. So not necessary. First is you're just going to listen to her. Oh, and validate her feelings. Oh, it's a little bit hard for you to be away from mommy and Tati. Oh, the food's a little different than you're used to. Okay, so you're going to validate, listen, hear out, make sure you're understanding what she's saying. Sometimes it's like little things that make girls upset, like, oh, I forgot something. Oh, I forgot my favorite stuffed giraffe. Oh, you forgot your favorite stuffed giraffe? No problem, I'll send it to you. And that could be causing a girl just to be totally off. Or, oh, I didn't like the lunch yesterday. Oh, okay, let me see, maybe, Simi, maybe find out from your counselor if there's something else you can get. Or Simi, why don't you just buy a noodle soup for canteen this one time? Try to work it out if it's a physical issue that's going on. Okay, the next is encourage them. Ask them about fun things that they're doing in camp. And you'll see through the pictures, which we're going to get through soon. Oh, I saw in a picture that you went swimming and then you had some really cool art activity. Did you like the art? It looks like you made a really cool painting, whatever it is. Try to encourage her. Wow, it's so much fun. And also it'll show her, I see what you're doing. We're connected. I'm involved. I'm so excited for you. Next is you want to be encouraging. Tell her, we're so proud of you. You're doing such a great job. I know it can be hard at times, but you're doing so well. You're so mature. You're so big. Mommy and Tati are so proud of you. Next is please, we encourage send emails. You send emails, Yeah, my husband's saying don't overdo it. You know, one email a day is sufficient. If you want to do one email a day, one every other day, you can get neighbors to send emails, friends. Emails make the girls feel so good. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be every other day. It could be, you know, one day Bubby does it, one day you do it, whatever it is. But you don't need to send 10 emails a day. It's super unnecessary. But definitely, you know, don't let a few days go by without an email. It makes the girls feel so good. And packages also, you know, please don't send them the world, but you know, if you want to send a little whatever, a little this or a little that, it's, you know, it's so nice, especially if your daughter is in the homesick feeling. Sending a little something is so helpful. A lot of girls like it, that, you know, they feel more like, oh, there's something to hold that my mommy sent me, or there's something to look at, or whatever it is. And also, you don't even need to pack it yourself. You could just on Amazon, you know, $5 stuffed animal or a little something. I don't know, whatever your daughter likes. It's always a nice idea. Again, these are just suggestions. You don't have to do them. Okay. Next is in the emails. Please don't write anything that they're missing at home. Meaning, oh, we went to, you know, some crazy amusement park and the biggest ride, and then your cousin got engaged, and you know, nothing that is going to make them feel like, oh my gosh, I'm missing so much at home. Keep it positive. You know, oh, yesterday your little brother, yesterday your little brother, you know, spilled his hot chocolate. It was so funny. Like, they're not going to want to go home for that. So just bear in mind how, before you send an email, how is your daughter going to take it? Yeah, and also you can ask questions to them. Oh, I do. I'm not good at examples.
Asking questions.
Yeah, you can ask.
Call them and you speak to them, follow up with those questions.
Yeah, you can also ask them questions, because they're going to write. We tell the girls to write letters. So, you know, that's actually a very important point. When you get the first letter, if your daughter is homesick, it might look like, pick me up, mom. It's okay. It's day number 1. It's day number 2. Your daughter is going to be fine. And again, if anything is not fine, we will contact you. You don't have to, you know, you can definitely, if you get a letter like that, for sure, message me, tell me, oh, you know, I was just wondering, can you check up on her? It seems like she might be a little bit homesick, whatever. I'm more than happy to check up on her. But again, whatever you portray onto your daughter, she will feel. So if you're nervous dropping her off the first day, she's going to feel the nervousness. If you don't feel confident in her that she can do it, she's going to feel it. Totally confident. Your daughter can do this. She's going to do great. She's having an amazing time. She's going to grow. You have to feel it, and it's going to bounce off onto her. Okay. Another thing is, when you send an email, please don't break any news to her, whether bad or good. If something is whatever, God forbid, bad news that you feel your daughter needs to know. Oh, okay. Let's say good news. Okay. My husband. Okay. Let's say good news. Let's say someone had a baby, which actually has happened multiple times in camp. What? Okay. So let's say someone had a baby. You know, it's something, if let's say, you know, the girl's mother had a baby. So, you know, a girl might get very emotional that her mother had a baby and she's not home or whatever it is. You can call me. And also, that's a good time, that it's not calling time and you're not going to send an email. Call me and I'll, you know, bring it to your daughter in a, you know, in an exciting way, in a whatever. You know, I don't have to tell her. I could just say, oh, you know, your mother wants to speak to you. She'll probably know what it's about, you know, if you were not as pregnant. But anyways, so the point is any news should not be broken through emails. You can contact me and we will, you know, do it in an appropriate manner that makes sure that there's only good feelings towards it. That will help with homesickness. Okay, next, if your daughter is feeling homesick on the phone, also, this is my last point, and we'll move on to the next slide. You can ask her, what do you think would make you feel better? Would you like a picture of the family? Would you like a picture of whatever? You can send it through email and we'll print it out for you. Would you like me to send you a package? Would you like, I don't know, me to sing you a song on the phone? Whatever, ask her, kind of help her come up with what she can do. Be proactive about how can we make you feel better. Okay, next is you're going to remind her that she can always go to the camp friend, and soon I'm going to get into who the camp friend is. And also a good idea is we want to help the girls create any feeling of home in camp. So if there is something favorite that your daughter has, please send it. Like if she has a favorite blanket, if she's embarrassed to bring it, send it anyways. And you know, no girl is looking through each other's bed. She could keep it under her bed. under her blanket. But anything that makes her feel at home that she always uses, please send with her. Her favorite pillow. Girls aren't so on top of, who has what and whatnot. A favorite stuffed animal, whatever it is, make sure that you're helping your daughter create a home feeling in camp. And we're also going to do that in terms of how we, treat the girls in such a loving, caring manner, but also, physical things also help a lot. Okay, so that is all I have to say about homesickness. And hopefully we won't even have this problem in the summer, but okay, next slide. Okay, all about camp, the nitty-gritty details about kind of just random things that we thought you might want to know. Okay, so canteen, we have a recommended number of $10 a week, but if you feel like you want to send more, you can send more. If you feel like you don't want to send at all, you don't send at all. It's totally up to you. We do put a limit. We don't just let girls spend, $20 a day. We will inform you when the money runs out. And a good idea is even speak to your daughter beforehand about spending. Tell her what you plan to put in canteen, and tell her to be mindful that some mothers send their daughters like a little notebook beforehand about, write down when you spend something. Honestly, it's a bit unpractical for most girls to write down what they're spending because they're just not used to it, and canteen time is a little bit hectic. But you could do that if you want. More just give the general idea of, oh, let me tell you. So also your daughter won't come to canteen and just be like, oh, do I have money in canteen? If you're not planning on giving canteen money at all, tell your daughter, I'm not going to give you canteen money because, we give them. What?
You're sending snacks and stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you snacks on Amazon or whatever. You don't have to do canteen. Okay. Oh, whoops. Sorry. Okay, laundry. Again, please label everything. Okay, laundry, we send out laundry. It's done every 7 to 10 days. So please, the packing list should help with making sure that everything, they'll have enough, your daughter will have enough clothing for those 7 to 9 days. Yeah, okay. Next is, we do have emergency laundry on site. So if whatever happens, again, like a good example is if your daughter wets her bed, which doesn't normally happen unless you know that your daughter has that issue, then we will do laundry on site for her and discreetly wash her sheets and take care of that. If it's something else, I don't know, she spills something on her sheets or whatever it is, we'll wash it on site and make sure that it's taken care of immediately. She won't have to, God forbid, suffer from that. Okay, next is food. In terms of allergies, there's no nuts in camp, so please don't send any bamba, any, I don't know, ice cream with nuts. There's no nuts at all. If your daughter is dairy free and you want to send some sort of oat milk or something like that for her personally, that's fine. Just there's fridges in the dining hall that are specifically for like personal items. Just make sure it's labeled, and your daughter will stick it in there, and she can use that for breakfast or whatever it is that she wants. Again, just make sure to label it. If anything on the medical form has changed since you registered your daughter, like if she has a new allergy or a new medical condition or recent surgery, whatever it is, please make sure to inform camp and know that, oh, I registered her in January and last month we realized she's allergic to these things. Please let us know. Okay, when you send packages, please make sure to put campers' names on it, especially when you're sending, what's that thing called?
Whole Foods, Instacart.
Yeah, like Whole Foods, Instacart, those things shipped. Please make sure that you are putting your daughter's name on it. Otherwise, someone will show up to the gate and we won't know who it's for. So you have to make special note that this is going to a camp and your daughter's name is Miriam Smith. Okay. Any vitamins or medications that you're sending with your daughter, first of all, must be told beforehand to us. You can't just send a medication and tell your daughter, oh, take care of it. You take it every day by yourself. You know how it is. We cannot have any medications or any vitamins inside the bunkhouses. They must all be given into the infirmary. So please make sure that you notify us before sending them. Yeah, okay. Next, okay, contact during camp. So, okay, so in terms of viewing pictures, which is probably the bulk of the contact that you will have during camp. Okay, we have a really nice upgraded system now with facial recognition. So basically you don't have to go through 100 photos to find the 7 photos of your daughter. Instead, Instead, you will see pictures directly of your daughter. What's up? You can view this on the parent portal. So it's very exciting. Like I said, you have the choice. What? Okay, you're going to get an email about it apparently, but it's very exciting. That way you don't have to go through 100 photos again to find your daughter. Again, if you want to see the whole camp and everything everyone's doing, you are more than welcome to go through all the photos. Okay, we're going to have a WhatsApp group for announcements. At this point, I believe we're not going to put any photos on it because you will all be able to view photos other ways. It's just going to be announcements. For example, we have a production at the end of the summer that we're going to have everyone be able to view on Zoom. So I'll give a heads up, heads up everyone, production's going to be at whatever time, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else besides production, but if any announcement comes up, we will we'll write it on the group. Otherwise, the group will not be flooded with anything else, I believe. Okay, in terms of calling home, when your daughter will call, we'll be sending out a calling schedule, usually like a day before they call. Just please bear in mind, there will be no calls the first Shabbos. Camp starts on a Wednesday. There's no Erev Shabbos calls on the first Friday. One is it's too busy. There's so much going on. We have a jam-packed day. Two is it's not enough time for the girls to they're not like in camp enough. They saw you 2 days ago. There's no calls then. We usually will do we'll send out like some sort of video to you or something exciting so that they can wish you a good Shabbos in a different way. Okay. Yeah, so the calling schedule will be sent out. If you miss your daughter's call, you don't have to worry. We make sure that every single girl calls home. It won't be that just missed over and then you don't speak to them. We make sure that everyone speaks to their parents once a week. Please be aware that there's a limited time that they're going to be able to have on the phone. I don't remember exactly what it is. I'm really sorry. It might be 7 minutes. But please don't elongate the call. It makes it harder for the person that's running phone calls. There are a lot of girls that need to call home. We have a limited amount of phones. So help your daughter wrap up the conversation. Don't drop a big topic right before time's up. We're going to give the girls, okay, there's a 2-minute warning. Okay, so 2 minutes is time to start wrapping it up. Okay, I miss you, have a good Shabbos, whatever it is. Okay. Okay, next is please be aware that staff are not permitted to use their phones to speak to parents. So if your niece is a counselor and your daughter is in camp, please don't contact your niece. They know already that they are not to contact parents. Obviously you can ask your niece anything else you want, but not about your daughter. It's not her responsibility, and she's not to be giving information about anything going on in camp. It's just not fair to girls that don't have staff members, and it gets confusing and miscommunication happens. We just don't do it. If you have any questions, again, you can always go through me, and that is fine. Also, she's not gonna be able to give her phone to a camper. It's just not appropriate in camp as well. So please just bear that in mind. Okay. Emails are given out every day at lunch. So if you want to send an email, you can send it before, I forgot what time lunch is, maybe 1. So just make sure if you want that email going out that day, the email's given that day, make it before lunchtime. Packages are given out at dinner. Okay, and next thing, you are always more than welcome to message me. I live on site with my family, so you can always message me with anything, any questions, any concerns, whatever it is. Please bear in mind that I answer in order of importance. So if there's something very, very important, I mean, everyone's message is important, but if there's something very pressing, I'm going to take care of that first. If there's an emergency situation in camp, God forbid, or whatever it is, if there's a big trip that day, I might be busy with that, and I'm not going to be able to answer your question right away. Obviously, if it's a medical thing, we will take care of that immediately. Things will be answered in order of importance. If it's just, can you talk about my daughter and she was fine yesterday? I'll try to get to it that day, but please, one message is more than enough. Otherwise, you feel free to, if it's nothing urgent, you can email me. I have a direct email. It's director@cgifloridagirls.com. Again, it's director@cgifloridagirls.com, and you can email me. That's my direct email for anything else that you would like to share. Okay, moving along. Okay, our staff. So just to go through some of the staff members that are on site. So again, my family, me and my husband are on site all the time. So if you ever need anything that involves being on site, we are there. Every bunk has 2 counselors. So again, you won't be able to contact your daughter's counselors, but I can definitely get a message to them, or I can definitely ask them questions for you. That is totally fine. Then there is an assistant director. Is Risa on?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, maybe she wants to introduce herself for a second. How do I?
I'm here.
Hi. Okay, this is Risa. Should I spell later?
She talks. She's fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, Risa, you can say hi. Who are you?
Hi, everyone. My name is Risa Bursk. I'm the assistant director. This is my 2nd year as assistant director, 4th year in camp. And we've been working a lot with the head counselors and the staff and the counselors to make this summer as best as possible for your daughters. And we're very excited.
Okay, thank you, Risa. Okay, do you have something else to? Rabbi Bisson, would you like to say hi?
In order to make it a successful summer, it's very important. Let me put the, 1 second. Let me get the video on. Okay, so you can see me. In order for it to be a successful summer, there are rules in camp. And from our experience, many of these rules are really very important for the running the camp in a smooth way. Therefore, when the director tells us certain rules, and you may not understand them all, although many of them are explained and many of them are logical, but this all has to do with that the wheel turns in a proper way. And from all the years of experience in camps, it's very important that parents follow the rules of the director. And there's a chain of command, and the director is first. And don't go to the counselor directly or to your child or to the other staff members. It has to go to the director first. And she probably knows everything that goes on in camp. I'd like to wish you all a successful summer. We fixed up the main building inside and out. The children will have a great time there. I don't know if you have any pictures of it there. Shira, you have pictures of it? Whatever. Anyways, we fixed it very
We
nice.
should have done it, yeah.
But there are pictures. And your children will have a great summer. Mitzvah Hashem. Thank you very much, Shira.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And yeah, I want to emphasize, thank you so much, Rabbi. And I want to emphasize that we really, your daughters are going to have a blast. We are working super hard to make an amazing program. Every detail is specifically made just to make sure your girls have an amazing summer of growth. And we're really excited for day number 1 because we really thought of everything, I think. And we're excited to meet all the girls. We heard really nice things about all our staff. And we're excited for everything to come together. Okay, next, Esty, do you want to say hi? Or not?
Hey everyone, my name is Esty Gutnick. I'm more behind the scenes with the registration process and all that entails, but I want to thank Ellie, Shira, and Risa very much. I know they're working very hard to put a wonderful program together, and we look forward to meeting all your girls and having an incredible summer.
Thank you, Esty. Oh, okay, someone just asked about, sorry, we did not cover this, very good question. Someone asked about random here, but it's final answer before I forget, about pajamas. It's a great question. So the tznius rules apply at all times, including in the bunkhouse. So again, speak to your daughter, what kind of pajamas make you most comfortable? Do you want to wear, obviously when she's under the covers and in bed, she doesn't need to wear socks. So, speak to her, what's going to make you most comfortable to walk around the bunkhouse in a tzniistic way? And again, I can't answer that. Speak to your daughter, see what they like. Maybe they pick out a pretty nightgown, pick out a pretty skirt and a shirt, whatever it is that makes, that makes them most comfortable. That's going to be what your daughter's going to wear. When a girl comes to camp, she's not used to wearing like a nightgown, and all of a sudden you sent her with a nightgown she doesn't like, it's going to be very hard for her to wear it. So work it out ahead of time. Speak to her about it. This is going to be your bedtime, attire. And this is going to be, that includes in the bunkhouse, walking around. Does she want to wear a sweater, whatever it is? Everything's air conditioned. So yeah, even though it's hot, obviously, but hot outside, but yeah. Okay. So I hope that answered the pajama questions, anyone that asked. So fully tznius, but however that works for your daughter. Okay, our staff, okay, I think that's everyone. Your daughter's 2 counselors. Oh, camp friend, this is very important. So we have a special staff member that is specifically there for any, I would say, like social, emotional things that come up. So if your daughter's having pretty much, for lack of better terms, the camp psychologist, any conflict that goes on between 2 girls, either I will resolve or sometimes the camp friend will help resolve. Anything that your daughter needs, if she needs a little extra person to talk to, if she's a little homesick, she can go to the camp friend. The camp friend is there. Her job is specifically to talk to your daughter. Work it out. Be a friend to her. And this year, first session, we have an amazing camp friend. She was a counselor last year. She's a really, really sweet girl. And second session, I don't remember who it is, but also I'm sure a very sweet girl. Yeah, all the staff are amazing. But the camp friend, we specifically make sure it's someone who is very patient, understanding. It's like those qualities that we look for in a camp friend. Anything else in terms of staff? Oh, and especially for the 6th and 7th grade bunks, we hired a special pioneer head counselor for both sessions. First session is actually 2. They are making a special program just for the 6th and 7th graders so that they can do special activities for older girls. They have an amazing, amazing program. They're doing special trips, special night activities. So that way we are tailoring everything for each age. Okay, moving along, then we'll take last slide and then we'll take questions. Okay, just the procedure for the first day of camp. So this is more for the parents, just so you know what's gonna happen is you're gonna drop off your daughter. Your daughter's gonna be dropped off into the main building. Parents will not go into the bunkhouses. First of all, you're not gonna know which bunkhouse your daughter is in because we announce it afterwards. It's a whole big exciting announcement, who's their counselor, what bunk they're in, who's in their bunk. So you will not be going into the bunkhouses. You'll just the main building. So you'll be into the main building. You'll have your daughter drop off her luggage. If she's flying in, obviously this is not applicable to you. From there, girls will, this is a little bit out of order, but girls at some point in the main building will have a lice check. So this is a warning now. If your daughter has lice, she's going to be just treated for it on the spot and you'll be charged. So if you want to avoid that situation, I mean, check your daughter beforehand if you want to avoid that situation, or you can even get her professionally checked if you'd like to do that. She's still, even if you get her professionally checked beforehand, she's still going to need to be checked when she gets to camp. And we will call you. If your daughter is licensed, we're going to call you. You don't have to worry that it's just all going to happen. We're going to notify you, just letting you know, no worries, your daughter is licensed. We're just taking care of it on the spot. It works so well, take care of it on the spot. Honestly, the other girls around don't even know this girl's licensed. All of a sudden, she's just getting a longer check, whatever it is. So yeah, so that's how we go about it. Try not to make an elongated goodbye. Beforehand, speak about it. Okay, I'm going to drop you off. We're going to do, give a few hugs and kisses, and I'm going to leave. Don't stick around. Let your daughter go. Get acclimated. Meet the other girls. You don't need to be like hanging around the place beforehand. You could take your daughter out to dinner the night before, whatever it is. But when it's drop off, it's there to just drop off. The staff will help the campers unpack. That's part of the whole process of getting acclimated into camp. Staff are going to help unpack, organize. If you want to help, by the way, if you enjoy that your daughter should be organized, you can ahead of time, put things in Ziploc bags, labeled, whatever it is. And the counselors are very good at organizing. So they'll help everyone get situated in that way. At this point, we're also going to collect all medications and vitamins. If you're dropping off and you want to hand the medication in directly, that's also even better. And if you have not sent in your itinerary yet for your flight, please do so ASAP because we are working on arranging airport pickups now. Okay, that is the entire presentation. Thank you all. If you have any questions, okay, here we have a question. Okay, yeah. Do they need socks when they're playing on water slides? Yes, they do. They do need socks when they're playing on water slides. Yeah, there's water shoes. I mean, just be careful. Like if you're sending your daughter in Crocs, obviously Crocs are not fully covering her foot. So she's going to need socks. To be totally honest, most girls do not want to wear water shoes. They just want to wear socks. It's just more comfortable. So yeah, and they get wet and then they change afterwards. Just how it goes. Okay, how do showers work? So yeah, so there's a shower order. And each bunk the bunks are really nice. They each have, I don't remember, two showers per per bunk house, something like that. Maybe each bunk is different. I don't really remember.
Two per bunk.
But yep, 2 per bunk. Okay, so 2 per bunk. They'll make an
Showers
order.
per bunk.
What?
There are 2 showers per bunk.
2 showers per bunk. Sorry. Okay, so 2 showers per bunk. And sorry. Okay, sorry. Just reading the question. There's 2 showers per bunk. The counselors will help the girls make an order. They'll rotate as necessary. The counselors will deal with any, orders and things like that. Each girl will shower every night, and the counselors will be on top of making sure every girl gets a turn. And that's how that works. At bedtime. Okay, what is the process with sending canteen money?
And so email go out, there will be a way to send it electronically.
Okay,
And
an
also-
email is going to go out, and there'll be a way to send it electronically,
Or you can send cash.
or you
in
can
an
send
envelope.
cash in an envelope labeled with your daughter's name, and she'll hand it in. I guess the first day of camp. I forgot how it said. Yeah, first day of camp. Any other questions? Okay, I think that questions, unless there's anything else anyone has. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise that's all I have to say about camp. Yeah, that's it. No questions. Okay.
Cameras no.
What?
Cameras.
Oh, are cameras allowed? It's a good question. Okay, basically we personally, like, you could send a camera, depends what it is. I wouldn't send an expensive camera because we can't take responsibility that it's going to make it home okay. Just like camp works. If you want to send one that you go and develop the film, you can do that. It's honestly very unnecessary. What? Oh, they don't sell them anymore. Okay. It's honestly very unnecessary to send a camera because we have a photographer and she takes tons of pictures of each bunk and every girl. And if a girl specifically wants a picture, she's all around camp taking pictures. And staff members as well. Yeah, counselors as well. They can take pictures in their phones and we'll also post those pictures. So it's unnecessary, but I guess you could. Yeah. What do bunk houses look like? Where will they store their clothes and things? Okay, that's a great question. So, so the bunkhouses are very spacious and nice. They have each bunkhouse is a little bit different, and we also put girls in bunks according to the number and everything. So bunkhouses have mostly they have cubicles. Every girl, and it kind of depends like how many cubicles and how the bunks are laid out exactly, but usually every girl has 4 cubicles. So cubes, yeah, cubes, like what are they, like 13, like the 13-inch cubes. We highly recommend is to send like a little fabric bin for your daughter to store her things in. Yeah. Oh, apparently we have some suggested ideas on the website. But yeah, but you can send those cubes. You can get them like on Amazon or whatever. They're like a few dollars each cube. I highly recommend them. That way, otherwise when your daughter puts things in the cube, they're all going to fall out. So if you have like it more contained in a fabric bin, and if your daughter is flying, they fold. Just fold them, put them in the suitcase. It's really the best way that we've noticed for girls to put things in the cubes. There's also hanging space. There's not a ton of hanging space. So just keep in mind when you send clothes for Shabbos, if you could send things that, it's another actually good point is everything is going to go into the washer and dryer unless your daughter wants to hand wash her things in the sink. So make sure that Shabbos clothes can be washed and dried as well. But yeah, on the website, there's like things, yeah, for organizing different ideas. But yeah, so they have, like I said, they have the cubes and then they have some hanging space. There's also a few hooks. There's hooks for towels. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, there's room in the bathroom for caddies if you want your daughter to have like shower caddy. And also under the beds, no, never mind. There's nothing. I don't know how this machine's in. Okay. There's like some room maybe under the beds. I don't know, but I don't know. Respond to your own laundry. No, all the.
Shira, if you don't mind, let me describe the bunks a little bit.
Yeah.
So the bunks are as follows. Each bunk has 2 rooms. Each room has 6 beds. The beds are they're double deckers, bunk beds. So 3 girls on top, 3 girls on the bottom. Each of the room has a private bathroom, a private shower, with two sinks. Each bunk has cubbies, like these 13 by 13 little cubicles. But if you want extra ones, she'll give a very good idea. You could buy them ready-made. But we have, and every bunk has some of them. In addition, there's a central AC for every bunk. And there's also a small little lobby and a small refrigerator in each bunk so the children can keep some cold drinks. The way the bunks are set up, they're set up in two separate sections of the camp, which is near each other. 4 bunks in one area, 4 bunks in the second area. There are lights outside of the bunks for the evening. There are lights in front of the camp. All the lights go on at night, so it's pretty decent lit up at night so people can see where they're going. That's the best to describe the bunks.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, I think that answered the bunk question, right? Okay, 2 more questions. None of the bunks do their own laundry. All the bunks laundry will be sent out. It includes staff as well. And then 7th grade, yeah, has their special program. Some things they'll do together with the entire camp, but they also do have things separate. The 6th and 7th grade do a lot of things together, but there are a few things separate just for 7th grade. Do they need to wear socks to walk to the pool? Yes, good question. Yes, they absolutely do need to wear socks to walk to the pool. That is a big major point, and I highly suggest speaking to your daughter about that beforehand. To avoid us having to remind girls. But yes, they absolutely have to wear socks walking to the pool and walking back.
Could I answer the security question?
Yes.
We have a guard. First of all, the whole camp is fenced in, all 4 sides. There's one entrance point, and we have a guard there for 12 during the whole daylight, from 10 in the morning till 10 at night. There's a guard. And that night, we just close the front gate. That answers the security question.
Did we send Shabbos lamp? A Shabbos lamp. I don't know. Probably not recommended, not necessary.
There's things going on for bringing Shabbos night.
Yeah,
Friday night
the girls usually work it out. They'll leave the bathroom for Shabbos, they leave the bathroom light on, and they turn off the other lights. They'll work out with the counselor beforehand.
Friday night as well.
And yeah, yeah, it's not really necessary. I would say not to, because also, yeah, I'd say not to. In general, I would stay away from sending any electronics at all. It's really not necessary. Okay, how does bedtime work? So bedtime is basically first the counselors will put the girls to bed. They will help the girls with, the shower order, making sure everyone has what they need. They will do Rebbe time. It's really nice. They learn a camp song, like a niggin. They discuss it. And it's like a very nice closure to the day. Sometimes they'll do a little craft or something in the bunkhouse. Then they'll get a warning. It's time to go to bed. They'll go in their beds. Depending on each bunk, like the younger bunks, some might just fall asleep right away. The older bunks, sometimes they'll give some time with just like flashlight time. Good reminder, actually, to send your daughter with a flashlight and also extra batteries. And yeah, and then the girls will go to bed. There are other staff that will come around and make sure that the girls are continuing on the getting to bed. Do the girls choose which bunk? So girls requested, I think on the registration, they request what bunk they want to be in. I'm sorry, what girls they want to be with. Please keep in mind we try to accommodate one request, or as many as we can, but not always we accommodate all requests. So we make sure that at least one request is accommodated. Is there a Spanish-speaking girl? I don't know. Actually, we for sure have staff that speak Spanish. I know for sure. I don't know what language all the girls speak, but probably. Okay, any other questions? How many bunks per grade. Every bunk is different. Every grade is different. There are medications on site. There's an infirmary, and if any medication is needed to be given to a girl, we will ask you first. We don't just give medication to a girl. You'll be contacted first. Oh, your daughter has a little headache. Do you mind if I give her whatever it is? We don't just give medication without asking, obviously, unless it's
The medication can be
an emergency.
or ICs.
Yeah. I think that's it. If there's any other questions, like another minute, and then we said we'd finish 9:30. That's it.
Feel free to ask us through the
Yeah,
email
you
or-
can, feel free to ask any questions afterwards through email. But hopefully that covered most of anyone's questions. And thank you so much, Harvey Bisson and Esti for joining, and Risa as well. Anything else? I think we are good. Okay, we are super excited. We'll see everyone in
Thank
2
you much,
weeks.
Esty, and of course, me and my wife go there every other Shabbos, so we all go down there, try to help out. But thank you very much, here and Ellie, Esty, appreciate it. And wishing everyone a happy summer.
Thank you so much, Harvey. Be
Thank
well.
you.
Everyone have a great
Thank
night.
you, everyone.
Camp, yes, counselors sleep in the bunks with the children.
Okay.